Rolling. What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the Playbook Sports Podcast. Coming at you fresh off of a not-so-super wild card weekend. But nonetheless, we are in the playoffs. We are rolling along. This week, we've got Don Sage Browns, Baltimore Ravens. Duking it out. Give me the hat. I'm here for you.
Here we go.
I'm a team player, if nothing else. And if my team can't fucking do it, maybe Sage's can, because I'm a team. Although I've really thought about it, I'm like, well, if my team can't do it, then fuck you guys. None of you guys get it. Like, if I can't have a Super Bowl, you can't have a Super Bowl. But I'm a team player at the end of the day, and I'd rather the Ravens get it. I was looking at the field, and I'm like, who do I want to win this? I'm like, Tampa Bay and Baker? No. Detroit? No, because I said earlier this year, I said there's a 0% chance they win a Super Bowl. So I have to hold to that and hope they don't win it. Kansas City and Buffalo? Definitely not fucking Buffalo. And Kansas City's there every single season. Houston isn't good enough to beat the NFC champion. They're just not. And then on the NFC side, it's like the Packers are a 7 seed. That would be cool, but there's... Before we get into today's video, guys, I just want to give a special shout-out to today's sponsors, starting with Goldfine & Bowles, Lawyers for the Injured. Personal injury, workers' compensation, those are their two things, but any sort of legal advice, they're the people to call. Give them a phone call, 309-673-5144. Tell them we sent you, okay? And I'd also like to shout out SeatGeek for sponsoring today's video as well. Use promo code PlaybookSports on their website to get $20 off your first purchase of $30 or more. Let's get back to the video. There's no way. So it's like, I guess it's by default, I'm going to be rooting for the Baltimore Ravens. So,
I like it.
I'm here. How you feeling this week?
I'm feeling good. Obviously, we played them earlier this season.
Yep.
But
Week
we'll
one,
talk
right?
About the game. Yeah. First week. And I want also have the last week for them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Start their
Start
season,
and
end their
their
season.
That'll be wicked.
I love that. Both of them in Baltimore too, right?
Yep.
So they start and finish in the same place. I like that a lot. Colin, how we doing down there, buddy? We're hurting.
We're here. We're hurting.
We're here and hurting.
Sunday was a very tough day.
It was not fun.
I will be in Nate's house longer today in this recording than I was on Sunday for the playoff game. Sunday was rough.
Sunday was not
Saturday
good.
night, my AFC team,
Yep.
Miami Dolphins, go
Rough.
down.
Ugly.
We had a little too much fun.
Yeah, we did have a lot of
Sunday
fun.
morning's a little groggy.
Mm-hmm.
Wake up, water is frozen
Yeah.
at my house. No water. No toilets, showers, faucets, nothing.
Every pipe frozen
I have to
solid.
go over to Nate's dad's to shower before I come over here for the Cowboys just
Caking.
throat fucking.
Yeah. It was bad. It was
Absolutely
bad.
destroyed. So here
It was
we go.
not consensual.
Miami loses Saturday night.
Yep.
Wake up feeling like shit Sunday.
Yep.
No water Sunday. The heat in my car doesn't work. It's negative like 20-degree wind chill.
Freezing cold.
And then Cowboys come here and I'm gone before halftime.
Gone at
I
20,
can't remember the
20
last
to
time I
nothing.
tucked myself in bed before 6 p.m. I was in bed, headphones on, listening to music, just lights off in my bed.
Done. Just done.
Don't want to see the score.
Nope.
Don't want to watch the Lions game.
No.
I don't know if I'm going to watch football again. I don't know if I want to be a Cowboys fan again.
You know what? That's funny.
I'm fucking done.
Yep.
But then it's like, okay, let's just...
All right,
let's
I'm
get
back. Yep, let's take a minute, recover.
Let's take a breather. We've been through harder days.
Yep, we've seen worse.
So, rough weekend.
Rough
but
weekend. Yeah,
there's more to live for.
That's right.
Than Dallas Cowboys.
As soon as the Dolphins game ended, I went on to Fanatics.com and bought myself a new Tottenham Hotspur jersey because I only like European football. I don't like American football anymore. It's all about European football for me. So, yes, I'm right there with you. Tough weekend for both of our squads. We froze our asses off. Not fun. Addison, how we doing? How you feeling over here?
I'm doing pretty good, but not doing good at the same time because just talking about the Cowboys game, Jordan Love on the other side.
Yeah.
Is this another 15
I
years
know.
of
Is this another one?
greatness in Green Bay? I mean, it's the question everybody's asking, and if the answer is yes, I might just stop watching football as well.
Sickening that they did it
because
again.
the Bears are doomed. So
I mean, this is like, and we can all think about this because it's a fair question, but is he, right now, as of today, is he the best quarterback in the NFC North? Like, right now, if you're starting a franchise and you're picking the 4 starting quarterbacks from the 4 NFC North teams,
yeah, you probably do.
does
pick
he
him.
go number 1?
Yeah, you probably do.
I mean, probably.
Kirk
is old,
With
coming off
the-
a season-ending injury. Jared Goff has been up
Decent.
and down.
Yeah,
He's been
he's good. But
He's
it's
been
like,
good.
I think you just take Love because the youngness.
And Love
age factor,
had the same level of statistics as him this year.
Yeah.
They each threw over 4,000 yards, over 30
and
touchdowns.
it's Love's first time out
And it's
there.
Love's and he's got inferior weapons.
Yeah.
To Goff.
And I gotta say, shout out Green Bay, I guess, just for investing in their offense.
Mhm.
8 picks with tight ends and receivers in the last 2 years, and it's like all these young guys making plays. And
Yep.
watch out for years to come.
Yeah.
I mean, watch out for years to come. They got young guys in the wings, and everybody's making plays, stepping up, and Aaron Jones comes back at the right time.
And goes 3 touchdowns.
And then Jordan Love can just bounce on his damn heels and throw a dot.
Yeah, I know.
Yes.
God, there were so many throws where it's like the arm drops as he's falling backwards, and he throws it
Just,
on the
no,
fucking
it's the
money.
bounce, man. It's literally
It's
the
the
Rodgers
Rodgers
bounce, and I'm
bounce.
sitting there going, no. No, I'm having non-flashbacks, dog. I'm tweaking, man. I just see Rodgers over Chris Conte's head. Randall Cobb touchdown to beat the Bears. Go to the playoffs. I'm like, this is happening again, dude. No,
again.
but we'll see, man. We'll see.
You can't kill the devil.
No.
There's just no way to do it. There's no way to do
And
it.
he lives in Green Bay. Yep.
And he lives in Green Bay. We'll get to that game, but first, Cleveland at Houston. Big win for Houston, obviously.
huge.
45 to what? 14.
14.
Yeah.
An ass kicking in Houston. I did not see that coming. I picked Houston. Me and Colin both were on Houston, but I only put a 2 on it because it was like, CJ Stroud, rookie. I was all over the narrative of Flacco back to Baltimore this weekend.
Right.
I couldn't believe that didn't happen, but Houston just absolutely pounded the dog pound.
Yeah, they did.
I mean, Stroud, 16 of 21, 274, 3 touchdowns. And Flacco had the 2 costly interceptions. I love this. I don't know if you guys saw the clip of DeMeco Ryan talking to Christian Harris. And he said, okay, if this is, he literally played exactly what's going to happen. He said, if this is a look, this is where that ball's going. I need you to jump that route. Jumps the route, picks it off, house call. It's
Love
like,
that.
damn, what a
That's
call.
what you need from a coach.
That's
Yeah,
a
seriously.
great
That's a
coach.
player's
That
coach.
guy's locked in.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a guy who is he doesn't sleep because he's in the film room all the time.
100%.
Here's what they do out of this look. If he runs this route, this is where the ball's going to
Yeah.
beat him there. And he fucking did. Unbelievable.
Well, the best part about that too is earlier in the game it was a similar look, and he got like a hand on it
Yeah.
too, just late, and then the next time he's gone.
Yeah.
And so it's like I love that adjustment. And maybe that's why DeMeco saw that. He's
Yeah.
like, hey man,
Hey.
you almost got
Sell
it.
out.
And
Sell
if you
out for it.
You're
And-
going to get it.
Just box score looking here, though. One big stat. There's 20 rushes from the Browns, 56 yards. And I understand with Flacco, a little bit more passing game they're involved in it. It was working, but not for points. And, I mean, just to think that the plan, in my opinion, should have been getting the ground game going,
Yes.
holding the ball.
Control
Obviously,
clock.
the offense is good on Houston's side, but you don't need to go out and score 40 if you're Cleveland. You've got a good run game. You've got a good defense. You use Joe when you need him. Instead, they put it all on Joe's shoulders, and Texans' defense came up huge, and so did the offense. I mean, Nico Collins,
Yeah.
unreal, and Tank Dell's not even playing, man.
Yeah, no
not even
touchdown.
playing.
And they still couldn't cover Nico.
From
Yeah.
watching Joe Flacco for years, you need a run game to make sure he can work off that play action pass.
Yep.
Because if he doesn't have that, you put it all on him, and he's throwing 60 times a game, but he's
Yeah.
also ending with 290 yards.
Right.
Yeah.
A lot of
For
short
60
passes.
passes.
Right.
Like, he's dumping it off constantly. We know what he does.
Yep.
Yeah.
So, Joe Flacco, obviously, thank you for playing double agent for Baltimore.
Yep.
Yeah.
Shut him down this
Yeah.
year.
He got Cleveland out of the playoffs one last time.
One
And
more
screws their
time.
pick next year.
And
too, a
yeah,
little
screws
bit,
their
so it's
pick.
like-
I mean, I don't think they don't own it.
Oh, yeah, okay,
Houston
okay.
owns it.
Okay, oh.
So Houston helped themselves.
Oh yeah, I saw that. Yeah, they
Houston
helped themselves by
Houston
beating them.
Yep,
Yep.
Houston
The,
helped themselves.
Browns pick, yeah.
Surprising game from Cleveland and Houston. The other game, Saturday night, obviously freezing cold weather. Miami Sage called this one on our video. I was a fool for trying to fight back and being like, I'm 6 on Miami. That was a mistake. I understand, but I couldn't let him go 6 and me. He goaded me into it. You totally goaded me into
I
it.
did 100%.
But Dolphins did the one thing they couldn't do, and that was try and pass the ball all game. Like, why are you not running the football? They averaged 4.2 yards a carry, and they only ran it 18 times, and they let Tua try and throw it 40 times when the Chiefs dropped 7 every time. It was a big mistake. Terrible football game from the offense. I don't want anybody gone, right? I want that on the record. I don't want McDaniel gone. I don't want Tua gone. I'm not giving Tua $50 million a year. I'm saying you can have a Daniel Jones type deal where it's like $40 million a year with an out after 2
Yeah, I'd
years.
say that's going to be the new
I need
thing.
an out
New
in
wave
there
is gonna
after a
be
couple
outs.
years. Right, there has to be some outs just in case. But I am of mind, maybe McDaniel should give up play calling next year. Like, design the offense. Have an OC in there that can call plays. He takes so long to get some plays in. And it's like, now you have 4 seconds, right? And you're just getting on the ball and you have motion
Trust me,
going.
man.
Got to turn and call a timeout. It's like, no,
Seen
that's
that
such a waste of
in
your
Chicago a
time.
million times, and it hurts Tua just looking at the defense
Right,
in
he doesn't have
general.
any
Like,
time.
let's not
Doesn't
be able to
have any
process
time.
anything in front of me. Just snap and go, and it's like, okay, that's a defense's wet dream.
Yes, that's
Now
exactly
I'm gonna
what
throw
they
some
want.
fake shit at you, just confuse you a little bit, and
Yep.
it's going
Not
to be to
gonna
the
work.
maximum level because you're going quick because your timing's off from your coach not calling plays, and
Right.
that's not. I mean, we'll see it with that, but that's not a bad idea.
I think it was actually every single team that scored first in the wild card round won.
Yep.
Every single team that scored first, and in the game the Dolphins deferred. Chiefs get the ball, go right down, score 7. Packers say, give us the ball, go right down and score 7.
I said that, man.
All
I
of a
said
sudden,
this is
you're
a game
playing
I
from
feel like
behind.
Miami should receive
Yes, you
the
did.
kickoff, go down and
Yes.
score because
Yep.
the Chiefs get some momentum. Watch out.
Yep.
And look exactly. I mean, Packers, they take my advice and
Yep.
go out and beat the Cowboys. But one thing from the Chiefs offense, it's just turning into the Rushy Rice and
It is,
Travis Kelce
man.
show.
I
And
know.
I'm not surprised with that at all. When it comes down to matters most in playoffs, Mahomes is only thrown to the two guys
Yeah.
he trusts.
Yep.
And that's going to be just going forward big time.
Yeah.
I mean, 12 targets, 10 targets. Next guy had 3 was Hardman, and he stopped getting targeted
And he
immediately.
quit because he missed that, couldn't find
Yeah.
the deep ball.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I mean, you don't even see someone on here like there's no Sky Moore, didn't get targeted once. There's no
Tony didn't even play.
Kadarius
Didn't
Toney
dress.
didn't even play,
So
didn't even
inactive.
dress for the game. Like he was just straight up. I'm throwing it to Rashee Rice. I'm going to throw it to Travis Kelce, and that's it.
Yep.
They're either open or they're not open. So yeah, tough game from the Dolphins. Obviously disappointing, not shocking with the way we ended the season. Just sputtered at the end here. Then we had Pittsburgh Buffalo was on Monday, so I'll skip that one. But then obviously Green Bay Dallas game. We've talked about it kind of already quite a bit. Just shocking from the Cowboys defense and Dan Quinn. It's like Dan Quinn, you want a head coaching job? What are we doing here? What just happened to you? You got absolutely shown up by Jordan Love and this rushing offense. That was the shocking part. Was that Aaron Jones went for 118 yards and 3 touchdowns on 21 carries. I mean, my God. Could not stop a nosebleed.
Yeah,
Couldn't
the
stop a
rushing
nosebleed.
attack's enough with Aaron Jones because you knew he was going to get his.
Yeah.
Yep.
Texas native,
Yeah.
kills the Cowboys, coming home, he's going to get his. That's what we know. But what we don't know is Romeo Dobbs is prime Randy Moss.
I know.
Yeah.
And then Luke Musgrave is prime Rob
Gronk.
Gronkowski.
Uh-huh.
Because these guys have like a 5-yard radius around
Yes.
them. And it's like, my God. Can we stop
How are
running
they
zone?
that wide open?
Can we stop running zone? Because these guys that's the most comfortable throw you can make.
Yep, so
Yeah.
easy.
That Musgrave wide open.
Wide.
catch was
See-
Oh,
absolutely
yeah. Where
insane.
were the defenders?
And that's one for Dan Quinn. I get maybe players just getting over aggressive when you're down,
Mhm.
but man, when it's just back to back plays over and over, guys wide open,
Wide
nobody
open.
within 10 yards,
Wide
and it's
open.
like, okay, so what was the plan? Who messed up here? Because or was this a really aggressive play here to try
Right.
to get home?
And it
And
just
because we're
didn't
not
work.
creating pressure, and it's like, okay, Quinn, that really is all on you.
Yeah,
So,
yeah.
Yeah, I've decided to wreck my mental a little bit earlier this week by watching some of the film back.
Oh, no.
And that was one. There was some motion. The linebackers tried to pass him off to a different linebacker.
It just didn't
No
work.
communication.
No communication at
It was
all.
just like,
Was it
my God.
last night they officially announced that
McCarthy will
McCarthy's
stick
back?
around.
Yes.
Yep, he was not going anywhere.
It's kind of a double-edged sword because can we get over the hump?
Right.
You've been
Can
there,
McCarthy
you've been
get
there 4
past it?
years,
Right.
and you've gone 12-5 the last 3 years, but you have one playoff win in those last 3 years.
Yes.
I mean, you're 13-15 against winning teams in
Yeah.
those 3 years.
Yeah.
So your losing record against winning teams, but you have 36 wins in 3 years.
I would say
Blowing
they're the
it
second
at.
most winning team
Yeah.
since 2021.
That
It's only the
and-
Chiefs ahead of them.
And Dak Prescott just had his best year
Yeah.
with Mike McCarthy calling the plays, so it's like
Right.
you got the best out of your quarterback who you think's your guy. You've won 3 straight 12-win seasons.
Yep.
But you can't win in the playoffs.
But you can't do it
So
when
it's
it
like,
matters
do you
most.
take the high of the regular season with the development of your quarterback, or do you take the lows of the playoff failures? And
Right.
it's like, what can you get better than him? And is the guy you're going to bring in who's better than
Going
McCarthy
to be better.
going to actually propel you over that hump?
Right. And you're taking a
so-
risk.
I think it's one of those where it's like, hey, do you extend Dak Prescott going into next year? Or do you
Right.
say, hey, you play this 1 year, McCarthy?
You almost
they
have
your
to.
1 year?
You almost have to give him some dummy years because next year his cap hit's like 60 million.
Yeah.
You almost have to extend him out like 2 more years just to spread
Just
that
to
money
push it
out,
back, yeah.
right? Because that's a fat
Well,
cap hit.
You
next
said
year.
it. What's just better? You know, what's
Right,
green,
what's
is
out
the
there
grass
is
greener
better.
on the other
Right.
side? I don't know.
Although it's an enticing job. Like if you go to someone like Ben Johnson in Detroit and like, hey, we've got CeeDee Lamb, we got Tony Pollard, we got Dak Prescott,
Not
we
even
got
that.
great
You want to be
O-line
the head coach of the Dallas Cowboys.
Dallas
Yeah.
Cowboys,
Who
right?
doesn't? That's all you
Come
gotta say.
here. You have This is a 12-win team 3 years in a row. If you can get us one step further, it's like I don't know why you wouldn't want that job.
What's the piece though? That's my question. What are they missing?
Right,
What are the
what
Cowboys
is
missing
missing?
that really would get them over them? Because I look at the roster,
Everyone
I like
playing.
everything. I like the D line, I like the backers, I like the corners. I mean, obviously, everything could improve.
Right.
But it's like the weapons on the offensive side. They obviously they're talented everywhere
Yeah,
skill wise.
everywhere.
Just comes down to Dak in big time games,
Yeah.
but. I don't know, man. Just tough. I can't say pin this one on Dak. You know
No,
what
I mean he threw
So-
400 yards, 3 touchdowns.
Yeah,
It was
exactly.
some garbage time yards, but we did say during the game, like after the first 2 drives, I'm like something's off. Dak is missing these throws by like
Yeah.
inches, like
Mhm.
just over CeeDee Lamb's hand. Where it's
Yeah.
like earlier this year, that throw was in the breadbasket in stride.
Yeah.
I was like, Dak just doesn't look right.
And I mean, they were talking about it during the game too. CD and Dak seem
Just
to be
off,
on
little bit
page all
off.
year, and a little bit arguing even
Yeah,
too, because
getting
they
a
know,
little
like, holy
frustrated.
shit, we're
Right.
playoffs and we're choking now. And
falling
it's like,
apart.
of course, and it's like pressure's boiling a little bit.
Yeah, and all credit goes to Green Bay for never taking the foot off the gas, recognizing, all right, we have to keep going because this Dallas team can score 24 points in
Yeah.
4 minutes of game time.
Yeah.
And Jordan Love didn't miss a freaking throw. I mean, almost the exact same stat line as C.J. Stroud, which is
2
weird.
yards off.
Yeah,
Literally
which is crazy.
16 of
Yeah.
21 for
making
272
it
and 3
dead, too.
touchdowns.
And Jones having the 120 yards. He had 3 touchdowns with 60 yards.
Yeah.
3 touchdowns with 60 yards. He got the 60 late when they were just pounding the rock.
Yeah.
So it's like, man, that's tough.
Yeah, they did everything right, and shout out their right tackle Zach Tom for playing great against Micah Parsons. Zach Tom's cap hit next year's or the next like 3 years is total of $4 million. Like they're paying their right tackle dog shit money for playing top level against
Isn't that nice?
against the top 3 edge rusher in the NFL. Like I'm a little sick of the Packers and their ability to draft these guys and develop these guys. Like, they have a top 3 offensive line.
Yeah, tell me about it.
All without their left tackle.
Yeah.
No David Bakhtiari, and they were number 3 offensive line in the NFL this year. No top-level left tackle. Oh, my God. Are you kidding?
Dix.
Are you kidding?
I just, end of the day, I got a little floor, man.
Yeah.
Is he really one of the top elite coaches?
He might be,
Not
man.
shocking, though. He comes from those trees where
Yeah, the
everybody's
Shanahan tree.
baby.
That coaching staff in Washington was insane.
Washington coaching staff.
Insane. Shanahan, McVay, LaFleur, McDaniel.
0 playoff wins.
0
Yeah.
playoff wins
No,
from
For
him.
Washington.
Right, yeah, nothing for Washington.
Last thing I will say on the Cowboys, just because I will have a season review recap
Yes,
video
yes.
where I'll go a little bit more in depth. I'll spend a couple minutes on the loss, in the playoff loss. Last thing I'll say is it's tough to, like, I know you mentioned Dak, we mentioned the defense, we mentioned McCarthy. It's tough to really narrow it down to one.
It
because,
is.
Well, they scored 48 points.
Right.
One was an obvious pick 6, the other one was a pick at the 13s. So if you want to say Dak gave him 14, defense
Right,
still allowed
34, right.
Which is crazy. I mean, 21 on 3 drives is nuts.
It's not
Yeah.
good.
And then you look at Dak, the 2 picks that were bad, the slow start that was bad. And you look at McCarthy, I mean, the whole team was flat. And you look at Dan Quinn, defense looked terrible. So,
Yeah,
I mean,
flat.
I think the spread, the blame's just everybody.
Everybody, yeah.
It's
just
really
total.
tough to pinpoint because, sure,
Agreed.
Dak, I mean, the first pick.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's-
great
If you're
play
making
by
a diving
Shire.
interception through contact.
As you're fighting
Yeah.
with Cooks for the
second
ball.
one, I was
Not
already in
good.
the car.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
didn't see
It's
it.
gone.
No.
But and neither did Dak.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Dak didn't see
That guy
Savage
does holy
right
shit.
there.
Just tough loss.
Yeah, tough loss. That's the next Sunday night game. Rams at Detroit. Stafford's return. I loved Eminem coming out and being like, Stafford, I rapped for you, man. Come on, you owe me this. You owe me one. And I don't think Stafford did anything favorable for the Lions to help him out because he still threw for 367 yards and 2 touchdowns. But Lions just keep going, man. They just keep on rolling. That rushing attack is deadly. I will say for the Rams, Stafford looked good. Puka Nacua is a star.
Yeah.
Star.
First round fantasy draft pick next year, I think, truthfully. Because he took away all of the number 1s from Cooper Kupp, who will be a year older. I guess it depends on what Stafford does and what that offense decides to do this offseason. But he looked damn good. Lower scoring than I expected. I thought for sure this game would blow past 50. I mean, there was 17 points in the first quarter, and it ended up at 47 total. Very good game. Very good game. I liked it. 2 QBs played well. No mistakes. Just came down to the end, and the Lions executed.
It was a really good game, but I felt the entire time like the Rams were going to win this game.
Me too.
And they didn't.
I know.
It just felt like they were going down the field so effortlessly.
Yes.
And the Lions really had to work for all their yards, which classic Lions.
Yep.
Mhm.
You know,
Yeah,
they got to work for
exactly.
Gotta
everything.
grind it out.
They got to grind it out.
Yep.
But no, like the game was fantastic. Sam Laporta actually playing,
Played.
not playing, but getting a
I
touchdown
know.
What a
in the game.
stud.
Being an impact.
Yeah.
Like,
Oh my god! After 1 week
warrior.
after a hyper
Warrior.
knee,
Like, that guy's a grinder.
dude, that's what you want to see though. Out of that
Yeah.
Yeah.
young of a tight end,
Yeah.
because you want your tight end to be tough as
I know.
nails.
Yeah,
And he
exactly.
is.
All of a sudden, this
Iowa
guy
tight
comes out
ends.
there.
Yep.
Yeah, exactly.
Iowa tight ends.
I'm on Ross St. Brown, had a hell of a game, but
He's a
Puka
star.
Nacua was the star of the game,
Yeah.
and going out on a loss, that's heartbreaking for him, but the
He'll be
future
back.
is so bright
So
over in
bright.
LA,
Oh,
and this
yeah.
is a rebuilding year.
I know.
Yeah, they
Isn't
were
that
supposed
crazy?
to suck.
Isn't that
They were
crazy?
supposed to
Like,
suck.
McVay was supposed to be walking out of town. It was so
Yeah.
bad, right? And
Yeah.
it's like, why? Why do you leave? Yeah.
And he said, hey, after this year, I found a new love for coaching.
Yeah.
You know, like finding gems like Kyron Williams, Puka Nacua,
Yeah,
Coach
come on.
Turner. You find all these like studs, and you're like, oh, I can coach.
Yeah,
I'm
exactly.
going to do this forever.
Uh-huh. Yeah, why would I ever leave? Yeah,
Yeah.
crazy game. I mean, great game.
Yeah, Rams, I mean, they came down to it. Their last possession, they pretty much hit field goal range,
Mhm.
and third down got a holding penalty.
Yeah,
that
backed
pushes
them
them
up,
back, and then they
crushed
weren't
them.
able to get yards on that fourth and 14, so
Yeah.
they had to punt, and it's like, damn, man, I thought that was the drive.
Yeah, that would
During
be
that,
the
I was
one.
watching, I was like, man, here it goes, and I gotta say, I think it's cool, but same time, like, obviously sort of sucks, but in the moment, I'm sure he was a little salty, but the Lions fans booing, right?
Yeah.
But Stafford comes out
Yes.
first, quarterback. But, hey, man, I get it. You're my enemy for
Right,
one day.
for one day.
For
I
one
hate
day,
you.
you're my
Yeah,
enemy,
for one
and
day, I
the
hate
rest
you.
of it, I love you, man, because when you won that Super Bowl ring, we were all cheering for
Yeah,
you.
we
but-
were all happy
I
So-
for
so,
him.
Joe.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
you know,
right.
exactly. You would have hated Joe just
For
the
a
one
week.
day.
Yep, one.
Just for the
yep.
one day, and
And then we love you again.
100%. Thanks for the loss, man. They'll
Yep.
definitely grin at that, because that would have sucked for Detroit to have this and Stafford be the guy, really. I mean,
Yeah.
nothing that would have changed the
Devastating.
future, but it's just like, damn, really had to be you. But
You end our season again.
this is good for the Lions. Now, obviously, I mean, they went away from this championship game.
Yeah.
Now, I just wonder, though, this took a lot out of them, I think. Win by one,
MVP.
sneak it out. It's a lot of emotional highs lately.
Yes, it
winning
is.
that division, winning the playoff game, all
Yeah.
this night, and now it's a Bucks team.
That's
I don't
a
know.
feeling.
The Lions might have an easier shot to the NFC Championship game than the Niners right now.
I think
Yeah.
so too. I think Bucks are pretty hot right now, honestly. But I don't know. It's weird.
It
The
is
Bucks are
weird,
so
man.
weird to figure out. And was that more of an Eagles collapse as
Couple
opposed to
things real
Bucks?
quick on the Lions
Yeah.
before we move. obviously great win. We talked about Laporta playing, but it's kind of that mindset. It's like, when's the next time Detroit's going to host a playoff game? When's the next time they're going to win potentially a playoff game? I mean,
Yeah.
my God.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so it's one of those where it's like all hands.
Everybody's got to go if you can go.
Second thing I'll say is yes, great win Lions, but 21-17 at half. We scored 3 points in the second half. And we're holding on to that 1 point
Just
win.
yeah.
But I agree with you said, Sage. It just seemed like the Rams were going to somehow pull it out.
Yes,
I'm
it
like,
really
they're gonna
did.
get this ball back. They're good on get a field goal. Brett Maher's just somehow bury like a 58
Just
yard.
knock it through.
But they did it. One more thing I will say too. We've all seen the video, I'm sure. Stafford was definitely.
Oh, definitely concussed.
Yeah.
Definitely concussed on that hit.
100%.
And the spotters
What
are
are we
non-existent.
doing?
Spotters are non-existent. It was
What are we
the
doing?
concussion spotters were a one-game thing to punish Miami for playing Tua. That's literally what it was. I've never seen him do anything else.
I mean, in Week 18 for Bears Packers, they pulled Fields out,
Did
but
they?
he got in one play.
Yeah.
How? Like
Right,
you know what
how
I mean?
do
He's
you
got to
check
go through
that?
a test.
Quick
He's got to
turnaround.
go through a test. He's back in one play. It was that quick. Peterman literally threw one ball away, and Fields sprinted out.
Sprinted right
It's
in.
like he's supposed to be getting checked, man.
Right,
So it
there's
is
no
just
way
like,
he's already
oh,
checked.
take him off for a play. He's got hit, and it's like, okay, that's
It's
a
like,
joke.
I get it's the Sunday night game of playoff wild
Yeah.
weekend,
Right.
but,
But-
it's like
well,
Someone's got to do
let's also-
something.
he's got his 4 daughters in the crowd, his wife.
Right.
We wanna see him- we
And
wanna
let's
see
be
him
real,
raise his
we got a guy
family, you know?
itching. Carson Wentz.
Carson
He
Wentz
said,
is
I'm
red.
the story waiting to happen, baby.
Yeah,
I'm right here. Let
Once
me
in
get
a
out there.
lifetime.
Once in a lifetime.
Once in a
man.
lifetime chance. Not to go backwards, but just
Yeah.
real quickly on that Miami Kansas City game, I do think it was a little bullshit how the refs just allowed the Chiefs to get a free timeout.
Oh,
When
yeah.
Mahomes
Yeah.
broke his helmet.
And also,
it's like, okay, you have two options in that spot for the Chiefs. You have to take a timeout and get him a new helmet, or he has to come out for a play and get a new helmet.
Yeah.
And they're like, no, it's okay.
No.
We'll just
Take
pause the
your
game.
time.
You just go ahead, get a new helmet on, little buddy, warm yourself up, and then come on out and let's
I
score a
honestly,
touchdown.
that's where I thought you'd have been bitching about like that. Your helmet's collided clearly hard enough to break your helmet.
Break your helmet.
You're
Are
not
you
gonna
not
get checked.
complaining
You're
for-
not. Yeah, you're not
Oh,
getting
yeah.
checked. Like,
Right?
I mean, I get it's cold. That's why it cracked. But it's like,
yeah, broke.
I mean, that clearly indicates
Was
helmet
head
to
to
helmet.
head.
Like, I don't know what else we need there.
I
But
know.
that is some bullshit.
But
That
instead
is-
they get the little weak Wilkins push for a
Mhm.
personal
Oh.
foul, roughing the passer, when their left tackle is holding our guy's back of his
That's
jersey.
sickening.
And
Yeah,
they're
that
like,
was
no,
sickening.
I didn't see that. I saw Wilkins take a
sickening.
step and lightly tap Mahomes, who threw himself on the ground. God damn it. Ah! Pisses me off.
Join me in despair.
I hate it here. I hate it here. All right, Pittsburgh at Buffalo. Not a whole lot to say about this game, honestly.
Beat down, start to finish.
Yeah, it really was. Buffalo was just like Pittsburgh was happy to be there, and when the team is happy to be there, they don't win.
I'll say it was a closer game in the third quarter.
Yeah,
They were-
17-24 in the fourth
Yeah.
with 10 minutes to go. That's a
Touchdown
one-score
away.
game.
Yeah.
Yep. I will say Allen didn't. I mean, rushing that touchdown. We got to talk about that rushing touchdown just briefly. That's a fake slide. What he did. He was
Yeah.
faking the slide like he and then takes off and accelerates through the
Yeah,
hole.
that's a
and then the
dangerous game.
defender steps up to hit him, and he actually slides, gets the
Dangerous
hit,
game.
and he goes. And 15 immediately. It's like, buddy,
Yeah.
you can't do that shit, man. It's not fair to the defenders.
Yeah, no, that's a dangerous
You
game.
can't
I mean,
play that.
Kenny Pickett did that, and the NCAA came
And they
down and
immediately
immediately said no
no
chance.
no
and
shot,
I
never
hope the
again.
NFL does that because that just invites. Oh, okay, here comes the big hit, stick to your chest.
Yes,
any
you're gonna get
quarterback
smoked.
slide and you're getting smoked because what if you fake slide me? And
right.
it's like,
I
okay,
gotta hit
thanks,
ya.
Josh Allen, and it's
Yep.
like, I will say for that call, obviously not to pull everything in Bears, but Fields got 0 of them Johns all year.
yeah.
I've seen that hit happen 20 times
ton.
this year on Fields. Josh Allen gets up, so Fields just got to get up and do
Fields-
this.
yes, you gotta start
Just got to
looking
get
at
up,
the refs.
throw the
Yeah,
hands
look for
around
it.
because
Sir.
that's. I mean, I get it. You know what I mean?
If you're a
Obviously,
running quarterback, and it sucks because Josh Allen, like, he's a running quarterback.
Mm-hmm.
He's a white running quarterback.
I know
Bingo.
that's the thing as well, though. And
Bingo.
it's like, man, when
Lamar and Justin aren't getting these
no,
calls.
when, in Carolina, when Cam Newton was not getting these calls, and people would say, "Oh, it's because he's black, and that's why he's not getting calls." I'm going, "Okay, is that really why?"
Right, is
but
that
then
real?
it's like, okay,
You watch
Bears
him
have a
on
black
Justin?
quarterback. I'm watching tape now. It's like, man, they really do treat black quarterbacks like they're running backs, and it's
Yeah.
like that is insanity, man.
Yeah.
Like, can we please call it same calls
Just
on
call,
every
right?
quarterback?
It's either a bad hit or
yeah,
it's not.
it's like, man, that's some bull because it impacts games. 15 yards and a first down
Right.
on a tackle. You
Yeah.
know what I mean?
And it's like if you're Josh Allen and if you can process quickly enough to where you start to slide and you see them stop, then you go.
Yeah.
Or if you see them start lunging to hit you, you just go
And
down really quick and there's
also-
15 every time.
I'm sure it's easy to get hit back when you're getting smoked by an NFL player size, but it's like Josh Allen throwing the head back there too.
Every
And it's like every
time,
time you say
dude.
it's this, and it's like, I get you're getting rocked, dude, but you're the biggest guy on the field,
You're-
man. You're one of the
you're
biggest guys on the
250.
field, bro. And it's like, man, I get your song calls though.
Yeah, him and Mahomes are very, very good at
Yeah.
selling and begging. And I
Yeah.
think if they would just get, like, if they got the calls, I wouldn't care. Okay, you got a call, good job. But the fact that every time they're
It's
touched, they
turn
turn and look
around.
for the ref. Like,
Yeah.
sir, like when Allen gets hit and his helmet was grazed, and as he's going
Yeah, I
down,
know,
pointing at his head,
Yeah.
and gets the fucking call. It's like, oh my god.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't think anybody expected the Steelers to do much in this game. Back to the point at hand here. It was a 2-7. which are typically for the 2 seed. Sorry.
Every time since they expanded it.
Literally is the first time, yeah.
And,
But yeah, they didn't stand a chance. It sets up exactly what the NFL wants.
Yeah.
Josh Allen and Patrick Mahomes. This
Yep.
is what the NFL wanted all season long. They get it. Congratulations.
I do love Tomlin storming out a presser
Same.
right when he's
What do you think
asked
about his
the
contract? I'm
future,
done.
and it's
I'm
like,
out.
really? I'm not answering a single
I
thing
just
about
went
that.
over 500
Yeah.
again with Mason Rudolph at quarterback. What do you want?
I will say, man, questions though about Pittsburgh because that locker room's got to be fractured with the QB situation going on. Because Mason Rudolph clearly ain't guy for future.
No.
But it's like they don't believe in Pickett either.
No, how
So,
can they?
Yeah.
Well, I don't know. I see them as a big trade candidate for Fields right there.
Yeah, I mean,
And
honestly.
I don't want him there because I do think Fields is a good quarterback, and especially they
Yeah,
already have
hold on. If Tomlin
Pickens,
got him,
Deontay Johnson, like Pat Freiermuth. They already have weapons there.
Good running backs.
Yeah,
Yeah.
even good running backs. Jalen Warren, I think, is better than Najee
Me
Harris.
too, me
Anyways,
too. Way more explosive.
Yeah, I absolutely agree. But if Justin Fields gets over there, I mean, I think that's a totally different offense.
seriously,
Yeah,
though.
absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Tell me Tomlin wouldn't build an offense to fit that guy.
He
My
so
ass.
would.
My
He
ass.
so
Yeah.
would.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, last game
now,
of
could he find a coordinator to make it all work?
Yeah,
That's
exactly.
That's
That's
the
the question.
question.
That's the
Greg Roman
question.
comes
Greg
Oh
Roman.
my God.
Like,
Bears
like,
hire him. I'm done.
like Sage said on this Steelers-Bills game, it was a little tight third quarter, but at no point was
Did you
it
ever-
like,
No,
okay, Steelers are going to come
No.
back and win.
Never
I was mostly
felt
just like,
concerned.
are they going to cover?
Yeah,
Right,
exactly.
and they
Are
covered
gonna
the
cover?
9.5.
I'm so thankful they didn't.
Yeah, I'm bummed.
Say, I bet you are.
Yeah, I know. I needed it.
Last game of Wild Card Weekend was the Monday night game, Philadelphia at Tampa Bay. Philadelphia, man, talk about a collapse. 10-1, 10-1, and they technically finished 11-7. I did see a crazy stat: no third down conversions in the last 30 postseasons. It's only happened 4 times. Philadelphia, Cardinals in 21, Colts in 2018 against the Chiefs, and Bengals in 2012. And all of those teams were 0 for 9 on third down, and they all lost. Every one of them
Jesus
lost.
Christ.
You cannot win if you cannot convert a third down. I mean, the Eagles were arguably the worst team in the NFL over the end of the season.
Agreed.
10-1 to only winning 1 game, and that was against the Giants. And then you lose to the Giants and you lose to the Cardinals. I mean, I don't think you fire Sirianni. I don't think that that's the move. I think that'd be very reactionary. But also, what does he do? Like we said this kind of briefly yesterday, what does Sirianni do where you're like, oh, this guy's a great coach? And would you take him as your head coach right now?
No.
Like, if he was available, would you be like, oh, hell yeah, bring me Nick Sirianni? It's like, no, thank you, because I don't know what you bring to the table.
Yeah.
As soon as he loses his coordinators, the whole team falls apart.
Obviously, I wish I knew this off the top of my head, but I want to know what his relationship was with Gannon and Steichen before. Was it just a random staff that he hit a home run on with 2 great coordinators, and now it's going to be, can he do it again? Or did he have like some good relationships with them, and that's why they were there? I'm looking at Diana Rossini's tweet. It looks like Sirianni is going to probably be the coach because him and Jeffrey Lurie, they're looking for coordinators.
Yeah.
Both of them are reaching out to guys, so it sounds like he pitched his plan. They bought in for another year.
Oh, yeah.
And I think, though, if they don't get this right, these coordinators hires right, Sirianni will be out of the door sooner
so
than later,
too.
man, because Philly, they don't fuck around.
No.
They don't fuck around, man.
They fired Doug Peterson
are.
after a winning season.
Yeah.
The epitome of NFL stands not for long.
Yeah,
Yeah, not
seriously.
so long.
I
Yep.
will say, though, man, they need big changes, I
They
think,
do.
offensively, because it's not a joke when you say high school offense at times, and they really run one. And it's sort of bad when you're running 3 concept plays. Run deep straight, Devontae or AJ, let me throw it up with Hurts, or it's going to be a bubble action here,
Yep.
a RPO slant man, or
Or tush push.
and Hurts, I think...
Which got stopped.
Yeah,
Stopped, I
yeah,
know.
that
Vita
made me grin.
Vea.
Made me grin.
Vita Vea is a
I
big
think
boy.
Hurts should have sat down early in the season. I understand what does the team look like, all that, but if his knee was a problem, because I never thought he had the burst, unless this guy's
he
lost
didn't
his
look
step
like it, which would be
speed-wise,
shocking.
and if he has, watch out, because when he gets to the edge, there's nothing there.
Nope.
He can't make a play, can't get past the D end. All year I watch this guy go to the edge and then take a step up, take his 1-yard hit,
And-
because he can't get to the edge, and
Yeah.
it's like, okay, well, that's a huge thing if Jalen Hurts doesn't have any speed. So we're going to see what's going on, because, man, big fall from where they were. I mean,
There's no other thing it could be, you know? The only thing that's changed was the coordinators. All they did was bring back basically the same team.
the
Same
Super Bowl
exact
roster.
and add talent.
Yeah, exactly.
Right.
Add talent.
They
Yeah.
drafted great. They probably have the defensive rookie of the year now. If it's not him, it's
Yeah.
Will Anderson. You know, it's one of those two, but
It's not like it's just a playoff loss, where it's a
No.
surprising playoff loss. This is a terrible taste in the mouth of all the players, the whole locker room. Boys,
Yeah.
we were 11-1 or 10-1,
10-1.
and we finished the season 1-7 or 1-6
Yeah, 1-6
to end the year.
How
It's
do you
like
do that?
that's not a
I've
good look.
never, in all my years of watching football, I've never seen a team collapse as quickly as the Eagles have without a major injury.
Yeah, exactly.
You know?
right.
Exactly.
Like Jalen Hurts, I think that maybe last year, like we all anointed him as a top 5 quarterback in the NFL. May have been a little premature. He didn't do anything spectacular this year. I mean, how many of his 15 rushing touchdowns were the tush
No, I
push?
saw a record-breaking video, and it's clown music in the background because
Yeah.
it's literally tush push after tush push after tush push.
Like, that's the only thing Sirianni has brought to the Eagles is that play, because he wanted them to do it. There was a cool video I saw online of him when he was in Indy, and they pulled Phillip Rivers. He said, put Brissett in and push him in. And it worked. And they put Brissett in and they push him in for an end zone. You see Sirianni jumping up and down the sideline as a Colts assistant, and it's like, that's what he brought to Philly. That's what he did. It's like, okay, good job. You found
That's
a
what he
play that's
did.
very,
Yeah.
very good. Good job. You figured something out. But if that's all you bring to the table, like, Hurts took a step back this year. Steichen was Steichen the brains. Maybe.
looking like
Looks
it.
like it.
Yeah, I'll
But-
say looking like it.
But
You see what the Colts did this year.
right, yeah, very solid offensively. But I think we're talking about the wrong team here because holy cow, Baker Mayfield,
Yes.
22 at 36, 337, 3 touchdowns. I mean, a flawless game. His leading receiver was Kate Otten, 8 catches, 89 yards.
Say, Mike Evans didn't even have that big of a game this
No,
Yeah, honestly,
3 for 48.
Multiple drops. Multiple drops.
Yes, he did.
Yeah. David Moore, 2 for 66 and a touchdown. Trey Palmer with the 56
By the
yarder.
way, Trey Palmer, follow him on Twitter, notifications. If he tweets, I'm pissed the fuck off today, he scores. It is
That's
confirmed.
awesome.
It is confirmed. If he tweets, I'm pissed, he scores. Simple. So if he
That's good
tweets
to know.
it,
He better be
bet on
mad.
it.
He
Yeah,
better be
exactly.
mad
Please
on
be
whatever
pissed
they
this
play this
week.
week.
I'm slamming it.
Yeah, if he tweets that out,
No,
hammer.
but seriously, and you said it a couple weeks ago. Baker playing his way out of Tampa.
He is. He's going
Just
to be
because
too much money.
someone's gonna
He's going to be too much
pony
money.
it up. Yeah.
Yep, someone's going to pay him. He's going somewhere to be a starter next year because he has looked very
And I
good.
mean, dagger in the chest, the final play, you saw that hot mic of it. Hey, Chris, be ready. You know, he knows blitz is coming. I'm throwing this up to my guy.
Yeah.
And touchdown result of it. It's just like Baker is feeling himself a different way right now. And
He's so streaky.
if
When
I'm
he's
the
hot, he's hot.
if I'm the Bucks, I'm grinning.
Yeah, oh
If
yeah.
I'm the Bucks, I'm grinning. I got the Lions ahead of us, and then the championship
winnable
game.
game.
You never know.
It's winnable.
Yeah.
It is winnable.
Yeah.
They've got a path. A team that I think I gave 3 wins to at
Yeah,
the beginning of
I
the
said
year.
they're drafting Caleb Williams in
Yeah,
my preview
I
video.
was like, I think 3 and 14 feels right.
Yeah.
They are in the divisional round with a good shot at a championship game.
That's
Unbelievable.
You knew when Baker was walking down the tunnel, ripping the smell.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's like, oh my god.
Yeah.
Oh
Yeah,
my God.
it's
This
like-
fucker's going
He's gonna go
crazy.
Yeah.
He's gonna go fucking insane. You gotta give credit to Tampa, obviously.
Yeah, absolutely.
You can't take anything away, but Philly's defense, can we make a tackle?
Holy cow.
Can we tackle a 3-yard route?
No.
Or are they just gonna run?
I was
There's
watching
always a
Manny
storm.
West.
There's the rainbow to follow.
Yep.
Sunday there was a big old storm.
Yep.
Yep.
Took down some trees.
Yep.
Yep.
Blew off some trees in the area.
Yeah.
But then here came that big shiny rainbow on Monday night.
Yeah.
Because Philly's downfall.
Yep. Felt good.
Couldn't have happened to a better organization, a better head coach.
Yeah.
Because Nick Sirianni, you like to boast your chest.
No, I love that.
I saw a video as well.
I loved
on-
all the nodding memes I saw.
Yes,
All
I
of
saw
them.
there was a video as well. It's like I knew the Eagles were cooked when this shit happened. It was when they challenged that play in the Super Bowl, and instead of talking to Jalen Hurts in the timeout, Nick Sirianni's trying to gesture about the call going his way.
Yeah.
But in reality, the replay actually went against the Eagles, which
And-
made it even more fun.
Yeah, Jalen Hurts has to tell his
Yeah,
coach
get your
to
arm
calm
down.
down
Yeah,
because
get your
it's
arm down.
the
And
Super Bowl, brother.
Yeah, Sirianni's got the shit-eating grin at Hurts after. It's like, no, you're a head coach in this league.
Yeah.
Act like it.
Act
Yeah.
like it. Grow up. Yeah.
You're not a player.
No, exactly.
He's
You
been
have-
along for a
You wanna be a
ride.
player.
You
He's
have
been
a
along
bunch
for
of
the
people
ride.
preying on your downfall because you do act like all hot. And
Well, ever since they went into Kansas City and won to go to 10-1, and he walked into the tunnel and screamed at the fans, "I can't hear shit!"
Yeah.
They have not been the same team
Nope.
since. They have not been the same team since. It's like, okay, maybe that should humble him a little bit. Everyone's like, "Oh, he's the perfect Philly coach." It's like, okay, now what are Philly fans saying?
Yeah,
now
no,
Philly fans are
exactly.
like, "Is this guy a fraud? Does this guy suck as a coach?" It's like, I don't know, maybe.
I can see it.
So
It's very funny how a first-round bye, a home playoff game against Daniel Jones, and then a home playoff game against Christian McCaffrey
At quarterback.
for half of the game.
yes,
And then a loss in the Super Bowl against a one-legged Mahomes.
Yep.
Just bought a $200 million quarterback and maybe the biggest fraud head coach in NFL history.
Yep.
Yep, bingo.
Well-
So it'll be interesting to see what Philly does this offseason. But that is the wild card round.